morning, first graders. It's Mrs. Hogan. I thought I would start the day off with our chart. Do you remember this? It says, what's the weather like? What's the weather like? And today, believe it or not, it's going to be partly sunny. At the moment, if I look out my window, it looks pretty cloudy. But the weatherman says partly sunny and a high of 52 degrees, so get out there today. It's gonna be a nice one. The month is April. The season is, it's spring. And today's date is April 8th, 2020, or the shortcut date 4-8-20. Day of the week. Today is Wednesday, and the temperature is 38 degrees. Unfortunately, tomorrow's forecast calls for a frozen mix. We shall see. Doesn't sound like much fun to me, and if we look over here, it's a little chilly this morning, but it's gonna get a little warmer. So get outside. I know I'm going to. So we are going to come back over to my desk where I like to read, and we're going to continue Zoe and Sassafras, Dragons and Marshmallows. I found a cool bookmark to use in my book. So we will turn to chapter 3. Remember yesterday we were reading about the photo, the mystery photo? And her mother was surprised that Zoe could see Pip. And this chapter is called Pip. Mom was still frozen in place. She whispered, "I never thought. I was so sure I was the only one." She finally snapped out of it and sat down at her desk. "Sorry for acting strange. Come sit and I'll try to explain." Mom shook her head once more and smiled at me. I sat down slowly. I was super confused. A glowing frog that only Mom could see? My stomach flipped and flopped. I picked up Sassafras and gave him a squeeze. He settled into my lap and purred, which calmed me down a little. I seriously hoped that all of this would start making sense. Remember how this used to be Grandma and Grandpa's house? I nodded slowly and kept petting Sassafras as my heart thumped loudly. When I was your age, I also spent hours wandering in the forest. One day, I was tossing rocks into the stream when I thought I saw something shimmer in the sunlight. "The purple frog?" I guessed. Mom nodded. His bright purple skin was covered head to toe with neon orange spots. I'd never seen anything like it. I was sure I'd discovered a new species. I nodded again. I love frogs, and I'd never seen a frog that looked like that. The poor thing was crumpled on the ground, barely breathing. I knew it must be very sick or hurt. I had to help it. I carefully scooped it up and held it close. I found an old empty fish tank in our barn and got to work figuring out what was wrong. Books helped a little, but I needed to run some simple experiments too. I used what I learned from the experiments to help the frog recover. Once he was better, I knew I had to return. Return him to the forest. I reached into his tank and he hopped right into my hand. As I lifted him out, something incredible happened. It was the craziest thing I'd ever seen. I could tell my mom was about to say something big. My mom is a scientist, so she sees crazy things all the time. If this was the craziest thing she'd ever seen, then it must be incredible. I leaned in, scooting so far forward that Sassafras slid to the ground with a whump. I quickly scooped him back up. "What happened? What did you see?" The frog looked me in the eye, smiled, and said, "Thank you." I clapped my hand over my mouth. What was going on? Was my mom playing a joke on me? She seemed pretty serious, but a talking frog? Really? It just couldn't be true. I was so shocked, my mom continued, I almost tossed the poor frog into the air. "Whoa," he said. "Steady there, little girl. Don't be afraid. My name is Pip, and I'm so grateful for all of your help." Here I had to interrupt. "But Mom, that is crazy. Frogs can't talk." Mom patted my knee. "That's what I thought at first too. But the frog kept on talking. I wasn't dreaming. I wasn't imagining things. There really was a frog named Pip talking to me." My hand shook so much that I set Pip on the table for his own safety. He told me he'd been out past dark looking for something he'd dropped during the day. An owl attacked him. He was terrified and hurt, but managed to escape. He didn't remember anything after that until he woke up in our barn. Once I recovered from the shock of it all, Pip told me that there are lots of magical animals in our forests. Humans can't usually see them. He asked if I'd help others like him who were hurt or sick. I agreed, of course. Pip spread the word about me in the barn after he left. And I've been helping the magical animals of our forest ever since. A big smile spread across my face. This was incredible. The only thing I might love more than science is magic. And my mom was telling me there was magic right in our own backyard. And that's the end of chapter 3. Did you remember who Pip was? Maybe you could draw a picture of Pip today. Chapter 4, next time, is the doorbell. Talk to you soon, friends. Have a great day.